Hi everyone, this is Rohan.
Hello.
He is representing SEMrush, a tool which all of us have used and would love to use again. SEMrush conducted a meetup yesterday at Kolkata for the first time in Eastern India. Rohan was a part of it, he led it right from the front. So welcome Rohan, thanks for joining us for the Digital
Thanks
Success
for
Series.
having me. I'm delighted to be here at Indus.
Great, Rohan. So yesterday you had an event for the first time in SEMrush. You went and did it for Calcutta. How was your experience? What all did you cater and what was your whole objective of doing that event?
Yes, so we at SEMrush, we are doing events across India we want to get in touch with the digital marketing community in India. We want to build that community, and since we are we are a digital marketing and competitive intelligence tool. So SEMrush started out with small SEO tools, and then we built that tool set. We increased the number of tools to include content marketing, social media, PPC, and competitive intelligence of throughout the digital spectrum. So now we want to connect to marketers in India wherever they are, and we are bringing meetups and conferences to different cities across India. So Kolkata was a great crowd yesterday. I mean, I was really impressed by the amount of the marketers who attended were actually more smarter than the usual people. That, I mean, it might be obvious for you, but it was a pleasant surprise for us. And the content that we saw from the speakers, from Abhishek at IndusNet and from Arun, it was really amazing, and it was exactly at the level of knowledge that the crowd was expecting, and I am very happy that we were able to really deliver value and meet their expectations. So I was very happy with the crowd, and we had some great networking sessions after that.
Wonderful, Rohan. This is really amazing that SEMrush took it out and came back to Eastern India. We look forward to more of such events. Coming back to our discussion where we want to understand what exactly SEMrush and your thoughts and what we want to do. So India right now is a booming market for digital marketers, and to be honest, digital marketing is growing. The precise reason we see that the SMEs are now moving up to the scale, and they're looking at taking part of the digital marketing, right? So what should you recommend to an SME owner? What tools they should look? What is the outlook they should have? That's what we
Something I find which is very important is not just to focus on digital marketing as an activity or a task or a part of marketing. Since SMEs are just starting out in this area, most of them are just starting out in this area, they should focus on how digital marketing can get the actual results for them. And while they are focusing on these results, their mindset should not be that I want results now or today. It is the job of the marketer to educate the company or the business owner on how to proceed, what are the right steps for digital marketing, how to do SEO, how to do social media, how to do content marketing. So I believe that marketers have a big job ahead to do, and it is their responsibility to collect and show data to the business owner. What say if marketers, we talk in terms of traffic, we talk in terms of shares, but that doesn't mean anything to the actual business owner. What they want at the end of the day is revenue.
Right.
So how does your traffic, or how do your shares, or how do your reach, impressions, how do all these metrics tie back to the revenue, the sales, which actually the business owners are looking for. Right. So it is the marketer's responsibility to show them that these are the activities that we are doing. So if we are advertising here, or we are doing some PPC, then what we are getting these many amount of leads, and these leads will generate X amount of revenue for you. So that needs to be the whole cycle, which I think is not being fully addressed due to some communication gaps between business owners. The expectations of business owners from digital marketing are not being addressed correctly by marketers. But I hope that with the increasing availability of data and tools, it will be easier for both parties to come together and find digital success.
Wonderful. But yes, again, something which I really want to keep it in mind. For SEMrush is an interesting tool, and to be honest, it helps marketeers, and it will help always the business owners, because they can do a competitive analysis.
Right.
What example, for example, you look at, what should a business owner should keep an eye on in SEMrush, and when you should log in? These are some of the metrics you think he should always look at when he uses that tool or any other tool you have in mind.
Right. So the business owner themselves should not, directly look at the metrics. So the marketing department or the CMO or whoever is in charge of the marketing, so the tools that give you metrics, like we just said, traffic and shares and analytics and keywords. So these are the responsibilities of the marketing team. So what the head of marketing or even the business owner can find from a tool like SEMrush is that their audience, what their audience, a business owner cares about their customer directly, right? So what is the customer looking for? So with tools like SEMrush, you can identify where the customers are coming from, the sources of your traffic, and what they are looking for, the keywords that they are searching for, right? So the keywords help you understand the intent of the customer, whether they are just searching for your product, or they are ready to purchase, they are ready to spend money, or they are just looking at it or researching something. So if you are an electronics manufacturer, you can find if someone is just searching for TVs, or they are just interested in the product at the moment, or are they doing a brand specific search, like where to buy an MI TV or MIH LED TV or HD TV. So that's where a business owner can get the intent of the customer, or if there are any pain points. So if somebody is searching for problem in Airtel customer service, so the Airtel as a company can come to know that the number of problems or people are not happy with their customer service. So the real world business tasks or the functions like customer service or customer targeting or customer acquisition, which business owners need to see which metrics can be tied to these real world problems, and then address them via tools like SEMrush. So SEMrush can help them again identify the sources of traffic, who is your audience, what that audience wants. Basically two things, and are you successful in delivering the audience what they want? Are you successful in delivering the content to them, getting the content to them, and are they happy with it? What is your brand sentiment? Are they actually reading your content, and are they reacting well to your content?
Right. So again, that's a very good point, that people now have to understand what exactly. So business owners just don't look at the metrics, grasp out of it what they're looking, what's the intent, and then I think that will have a longer
and tweak your strategy.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the interesting parameters which you meant is search. For example, search, to be honest, is one of the driving forces of digital marketing. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of time to be there, and a lot of organizations don't actually want that particular time. People want quicker results.
Yes.
So what do you say to those business owners, because honestly search will always be a lion's share in terms of traffic generator. So how do you put it forward that why they should focus, and how soon or later, what should they keep in mind while thinking about search?
Right. So when people are talking about search or SEO, the term they use is organic search.
Right.
So we want to emphasize that organic is not necessarily free. Organic and free are not the same. The mentality of business owners or people, small businesses maybe, because they don't have the budget, they think SEO is some kind of magic where you just put in some keywords and do this and that and make a few changes to code, and voila, your site is at the top of the rankings. So what marketers need to educate their clients that organic is not synonymous with free. So free is a different thing. There is no such thing as a free lunch, or no such thing as a free ranking, right? So even you need to spend money on search too, and a way to do that is by getting your message across. Google has repeatedly said that don't chase the algorithm. Don't try to, reverse engineer our algorithm.
Right.
You try to give your customers what they want.
Right.
So the way to do that is to create good content and get that content across to the customer.
Right.
That is how, if you follow your real world strategies and if you really help the customers via digital channels, then Google will automatically follow you. You don't want to follow Google, you want Google to follow you, and the way to do that is by following your customers and delivering what they really want.
Right.
So my advice would be to create really good content. That would be like boring or vague advice, but you can figure out ways to do that better. The way to do that is by tracking your content, auditing your existing content. There are ways, there are tools to figure out how well your content is working or whether it is reaching the exact target audience. You have tools to segment your audience and reach them, right? So provide content and see which channels are working better for you. Social might work better for someone, email might better work better for someone, or search might work better. So identify the digital channel that's working best for you, and then focus your content marketing efforts in there, and you're sure to get results.
Wonderful. So again, yes, SEO is directly, as we say that when we look back at SEO, we need to look at content. Now, in terms of content marketing, you might have seen it evolving over the years, and right now there is another phase which you think has come out. How exactly do you define this evolution which content marketing has? And as a content marketer, what are the sort of tools which you recommend for them to go back and use it, and some ideas which you might have from your experience?
Right. We recently did a study with Content Marketing Institute, CMI, you might have heard of it. So the results of that study was that we found that there is a critical part which people are missing. I mean, as you said, that people are creating content for the sake of search rankings.
Right.
So we created content today and then we publish it tomorrow. We publish a blog post and we expect it to work. But what we are missing is the workflow, the process. So if you get your process right, the study found that the people or the companies that got the process right were the most successful in terms of content reach as well as effectiveness.
Right.
So it is a very simple process. So any process which is overly complex, I'm not saying that you plan your content and create a calendar and identify your audience and make a calendar and make a story around your brand. That complex strategy is not going to work. So there is a simple strategy which says plan, create, distribute and track. So this is a 4-step strategy that works for you. And SEMrush, we have tools that help you crack each of these phases or each of these 4 phases. Say for planning, we have our keyword overview tool or keyword magic tool, which gives you related keywords which are pulled from a lot of sources. It's not like just the thing that Google Keyword Planner suggests you. Our content tool pulls related keywords, phrase match, broad match from a lot of sources and presents them in the form of, we have another tool called topic research, which might help you answer the question that how exactly do I create content. Once you know what content you want to actually, while you are creating the content, what sort of content. So we have a tool called topic research that presents you just put in a keyword and it presents the related terms in form of a mind map.
Interesting.
So mind map is how our mind works. We don't work in types of checklists, right? So our mind works in a sort of mind map, and there are random terms, and then you can identify which of those terms your audience is actually looking for. And the same tool can also present it in the form of index cards. So index cards again organized by subcategory. So if you have retail, then under it you have electronics, apparel, whatever. Right. So in terms of these categories, what this does is it makes easier for content creators to actually organize their information and target subtopics. So if you have an overall strategy, you can easily figure out how to fit those subtopics under that strategy. And while you actually create content, I was telling Abhishek about our SEO writing assistant tool. So what this writing assistant tool does is that it analyzes the top 10 rankings as of now. So if you want web design tips, for example, so what are the 10 posts which are right now ranking for web design tips? So before you create content on web design tips, you look at your competitors, the people who are actually getting visibility for that content at the moment. Then it analyzes the length of that post, the semantically related keywords which are used in those posts, so you know the kind of language, the kind of terms that you want to use for it, the backlinks that these posts have got, so you know where to promote those posts. Once you create your content, you know where to promote it, right? And it also analyzes whether you are grammatically, is it readable or not, whether you are grammatically correct, which is also very important if you need to reach your users. So from an overall perspective, our tools try to help you create content help you quicken up this process, the process that we talked about: plan, create, distribute, and track. So we aim with our tool set, we aim to quicken up this workflow and give you tools that actually help you do these things faster in a more accurate way. So I think once you have that process right and tweak it for your company or business, you are on the right track.
Right, again, so this tool, to be honest, will have a long-term effect, right?
It will.
You all are looking for example, content and SEO definitely has a long-term effect, and that's something organizations should always look at.
Yes.
Because shorter duration are a small win which we do in a 100-meter race, but the more of a thing is a marathon which people are actually running while doing the business.
While doing the business.
So that's
because any business, once you start a business, your aim is to be there forever, right? For at least 100 years. Or nobody starts a business thinking I will be out in a month.
Right.
I just want to make money and get out in a month.
Right.
Because even if you have that goal at the outside, once you start making money, you don't want to get out in a month.
Right, absolutely. So that's a very interesting prospect now you've put it forward. So right now we understand that technology helps you to create things faster. That's what SEMrush is trying to achieve.
Yes.
And then you have marketeers who will actually understand. So as an organization, what do you tell people? Should they invest in a human resource or focused approach, or should they go into a technology approach? And how do you think this evolving in the Indian context right now?
Right. Okay. So with digital marketing, technology is certainly important. I mean, you don't have any option. You do need to invest in tools or technology that are helping you do this, get data. So what we are trying to tell people is the more data you have, the more successful you will be. Because without data, you are shooting blindly. If you want to hit your target, then you need an arrow or a bullet, and data is your arrow or bullet which helps you get where you want to be. So if I don't know where I am getting traffic from or who is my audience, who am I going to target? Or am I going to be happy with the traffic I get, or should I be sad, or should I be happy, and I don't know where my money is going. So data, if you want to gather data in a digital context, then of course you need technology. And in the Indian context, this is more important. I mean, we find that maybe some companies or smaller companies or agencies are reluctant to spend more on tools and technology because they think that these functions might be carried out manually, or they don't need the full spectrum of data, or they don't need so much of data. But that sort of thinking will prove to be a costly mistake down the line, because the more data you have, if you don't have any data, you won't be able to analyze it. And if you have data, if you are already paying for it, maybe you will have an internal process that we have so much data, so why not analyze it? And the way to beat your competition is to have more information. Even in a sort of scenario like the stock market. So the person who has more information is going to make more money. So that works across the spectrum. And whatever you say, if you want to make more money, you need more information. Coming to people will always be important, right? So if you want to use this data, if you want to get your processes right, we are living in an age of artificial intelligence now. We have got more machine learning, we have got more technology. But look behind the scenes, who is developing this technology? And again, who is this technology going to be used for? Your customers are people, and the person who is developing this technology is a person, right? So there are people on both sides. And if you want to connect with your end customer, then you need something more than a machine. You need a human inside. So only a human can think like a human, at least for now. At least for the next 5 to 10 years, I can't say beyond that. So people are always going to be important, and you have to nurture your people. You have to give them access to more data. So the better people you will hire, the better you will find that they are using your technology, your tools to benefit your end customer. So people will always be important.
So Rohan, you gave us a lot of insight today, and we really, I think everyone in the audience would love to understand what they're going to implement. And specifically for the content marketeers and SEO people, SEMrush is definitely one of the tools they'll look forward. Focus on ultimately the outcome, and to finish it off, we talk about digital success. Now we all are digital marketers. So if you say your version of digital success, what does digital success mean to you?
Okay, so as marketeers, even if you are an individual or a business or a company, you are looking to achieve a goal
Right.
in your professional life or in your personal life. So what goals you were looking to achieve? How can technology help you achieve those goals? In small ways. We are now inseparable from our smartphones, right?
Right.
I'm not holding one right now, but it's right there. So the way you use technology and the way you use tools, if that helps you step further in your career or in your goals, in your business goals, then that is what I have got through digital or through technology, and that's what I call digital success.
Interesting. Thanks, Rohan, for joining us. It was really having
Thank
pleasure.
you very much
We look
for
forward
having me.
to
Thank
we look
you very
forward to
much.
having a lot more
Yes.
meetups in Calcutta.
Yes.
Hope everyone enjoyed. Thanks.
Yes, thanks.